Today I'm going to show you how to replace a PC or power control module on a 2006 Dodge Durango 4.7 four-wheel drive engine. Previous history was I ended up with a check engine light which showed that there was a failure in the 8th cylinder due to a fuel injector malfunction. So I did replace all 8 fuel injectors, which I was attempting to make a video to put on YouTube, which will be coming up later. But I replaced all those injectors and still had a check engine light that showed that the fuel injector was still not firing or was not working. So I retraced, bought some node lights, and did check the connection for that 8-cylinder, which I did not get any blinking, which would show that there was no electricity going to the fuel injector. Checking the connection, it did have 13.6 volts, so I couldn't figure out what the problem was, so I took it to the dealer. The dealer did trace it back to this powertrain control modulator, which needed to be replaced. So instead of paying them $1,350 for the new module, I decided to go ahead and try and do it myself. Okay, some of the tools that we're going to use today to replace this PC module. I got a rubber mallet because I may have taken off the windshield blades. I may need a little push with that. I do have a drill as well as the ratchet. I need a flat screwdriver. Going to need a starred screwdriver or a starred drill driver. Going to need a small Phillips head screwdriver because of the close confinement. I'm going to need a let's see, what is this? I need an 8mm socket. I'm going to need a 10mm socket. Going to need an 11mm long socket, 13mm socket, and a 15mm socket, as well as the ratchet. The new control module I did order from Car Computer Exchange. You can log on to their website at www.carcomputerexchange.com, and instead of paying the $1,350 to the dealer for the new PC module, this is a refurbished model, which I did order from them. It does have a 1-year warranty if you send back the PC module that you take out of your car. Now, before you can order it, you do have to take out the old PC module so that you can get the parts number off of it. So then we will go ahead and begin taking out the old module. First of all, what we're going to want to do is we're going to want to disconnect the power from the battery. And the Computer Exchange suggests taking off both the negative and the power, or the positive grounds to the battery. Okay, so now the PC module on this 2006 Dodge Durango 4.7 is underneath the cowl. Okay, on this side of the engine compartment. So what we need to do is we need to take off the cowl. Now, in order to do that, there are 2 screws, one on each end of the cowl. That one's a little small for that. Okay, and then we'll take out the other on the other side. Now the one thing that we're also going to have to do as far as removing the cowl, the wiper arms, rocker arms, are going to have to come off as well. Okay, the arms take the 15 millimeter socket. And then you actually have 3 bolts here. Okay, now these rocker arms just come right up off the bolts. Now if you haven't had them off before, they are pretty tight. So you may have to knock them around a bit. There we go. As you see, when you tighten down on the nuts, they kind of fall onto this serrated area, so that's why it's hard to get up. Okay. Now the next thing that's holding the cowl down are these little plastic plugs. So let's see. I think there's 4. I think there's 4 of them. So I just go ahead and lift them out. Okay. Two. Oops, that's that one. Sorry. 4. And that's it, 4. Okay. Now, got some insulation here that I just take off. And then there's little plastic things that fit into holes that you're just gonna pop. Getting for me here. Okay. As you see, there's just little clips here that hold that down into the metal. And that's what you gotta take out. Okay. Okay. So now, as you can see, the PCM is just on the side here. So we still have to take off this portion. Now, in order to take off this portion, this just comes right out. Okay. And then, as you can see, there's 1, 2, 3. There's 4 bolts in here, which helps takes that out. Okay. But before we can do that, there's this large bar that goes across the whole engine compartment that we have to take off or loosen up. Again, that's the 15. Nope, sorry. It's the 13 socket, 13 millimeter socket. So we're just gonna take this one out. Okay, and then we're going to loosen up the opposite side so that we can move it. Okay, and then there's just 2 more bolts that are holding it in place, which is the 10 millimeter socket. Up in the middle here. So we just need to take these out as well. Probably be faster if you have a little power tool that, you know, was short enough for this confined space. Okay, once that's out, we can go ahead and just move this piece over. Okay, once that's over, now we just need to take out this basin. So we're going to go ahead and use a 10 millimeter. On these screws, or on these bolts. Oh, actually what you're going to do is you're going to need an 11 millimeter, but you're going to need the long one because of the long bolts that are in here. Okay. Now some of these I didn't tighten a lot because I already had them out when I had to get the part number for the old PC module. Okay, once you have all 4 of those out, then this basin will just lift off of the bolts. Confine them here. Okay. It just lifts right off. Once you see, as soon as you get the basin off, your PC module is to the passenger side here in the back of the motor compartment. Okay. Now on the 2006 Dodge Durango 4.7, you have 4 connectors that are on the PC module. These are color coded, but what I did is I just numbered them 1 through 4 just to remember where they went. Okay. Now the PC module is held on by 3 screws. You have 2 screws on the front side, and there's 1 in the back. Okay. As you can also see, the plugs have red connectors here. These are safety locks. So what you're going to have to do is the red is going to have to be pushed to the very back of each one. Okay. You can use a flathead screwdriver. I had to use a flathead the first time just because they've never been off before. But just slide all those back. Okay, once they're back, all you need to do is depress the little black tongue that's behind the red and rock the plug out. So as I said, I have them all numbered, so you can just leave them lay. So you're going to rock all 4 out. And it does get a little cramped in here because there's not a lot of room. The other thing too is once you take that basin off, the cable wires are all held in this black holder, and again, those are on the screws where the basin fit. You can just go ahead and slide those off of the screws. Gives you a little more room. Three, 4. Okay, so we got all 4 plugs off of the PC module, so we're just going to lay them down there. Now the next step will be to take the PC module off. As I said, there's 2 screws, 1 on the front, 2 on the front, and then 1 in the back here. And as I said, they're all color coded. Okay, so to get it off, you're just going to take your Phillips set screwdriver and just undo each one of these screws. Now they're not held in very deep. There's not very much holding them in. Okay. Alright. So once you got the screws out, just deliver the old PC module. Now, when you go online to order your new one, you're going to need the parts number of that model. So we have the PC module that we got from Car Computer Exchange. Okay, we want to make sure this too has is color coded, and the color coding needs to be on the top. So we want to make sure that we put it in correctly. Hard part is finding the holes. Okay, make sure all your connections are tight so that you just don't strip them. Okay, so now you got your PC module installed. Now all we gotta do is hook it back up. So, I'm just gonna take all my plugs, make sure I put them on correctly, green with green, or number 4. Not a whole lot of room. Okay, just plug them in, make sure you hear a snap before you push the red safety switch forward. Snap. Okay. Number 3. Yep. Okay. Now, as I said, with this PC module, when you order it, they will be asking you not only the part number, but they are also going to ask you for the VIN number of your car. Because what they will do is they will program this PC module exactly to the specifications for your car with all the updates. So as you can see, they're all connected. All the red safety switches went up, so they're all in place. Go ahead and take your cables again, hook them back up onto the screws. Okay. And that's how you replace the PC module in the 2006 Dodge Durango 4.7 liter engine. Now, before I put it all together, I'm going to go ahead and start it up and make sure everything works. Okay, we've replaced all the battery cables, so let's go ahead and give it a startup. And as you can see, the check engine light is off. Okay. So the only thing left to do is to put it all together. Huh? Put it all together and take it for a test drive.